Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about 10 tips to boost your credit score in 30 days. In my opinion, guys, having great credit is essential to building wealth. And the reason I believe it's essential to building wealth is because it gives you access to money. Money that you can then leverage to make more money. There are 5 categories that make up your credit score. Timely payments makes up 35% of your credit score. Credit utilization makes up 30% of your credit score. Length of payment history makes up 15% of your credit score. Number of trade lines makes up 10% of your credit score. And hard inquiries make up 10% of your credit score. Now that we know the 5 categories that make up the credit score, let's talk about some things you should know about your credit report. You need to be able to access your credit score. And you can do that through annualcreditreport.com, which is a federal government sanctioned platform for people like you and I to be able to go and retrieve our credit report at no cost. Once you retrieve your credit report, then you need to see what's on your credit report. You need to make sure the things that are on your credit report are accurate. If they're not accurate, then my recommendation is, when in doubt, dispute the items on that credit report. Now let's move on to the 10 tips to boost your credit score in 30 days. The first tip to boost your credit score is through secured credit cards or secured loans. The way that would work is you would go into your local bank or a credit union, or you would apply online, and you would apply for a secured credit card. They're going to ask you, how much do you want to apply for? Let's say you say $500. What you're going to do then is take $500 and secure that card as collateral. The reason you want to do that is because if you're new to credit, or you've had a bad experience with credit and your score is low, you want to establish new credit. And the way you do that is through these secured credit cards or a secured loan. That's going to show up as a new trade line. You would start utilizing that card and then paying it off each month. And that's going to be a positive trade line on your credit report, in turn boosting your credit score immediately. The second way to boost your credit score is becoming an authorized user. You would pick someone who has great credit, and they would add you to one of their credit cards. Let's say they had a credit card with a 5-year history, great repayment history, great trade line, great utilization. Then they would add you as a user to that card. Now you have a trade line with 5 years worth of great repayment history and 5 years of great credit utilization, which in turn will boost your credit score. The third way to boost your credit score is by asking for credit card increases. Credit utilization is 30% of your credit score, right? If you ask for an increase from $500 to $1,000 and you're approved for it, now you have a $1,000 credit limit and your balance is $250, which represents a 25% credit utilization, which will boost your score up because you're under the 30% credit utilization. The fourth way to boost your credit score is by not opening new accounts. Here's an example. If I have 5 trade lines and all of my trade lines are mediocre trade lines, some of them I pay on time, some of them I don't pay on time, my credit utilization is higher than 30%, then it's not a good idea for you to be opening new accounts. What my recommendation would be, focus on the current accounts get the utilization under 30%, and make sure you correct your late payments. So put a pause on opening new accounts until you take care of that current accounts, which in turn should boost your credit score. The fifth way to boost your credit score is to get current on any trade lines that are past due. You would make multiple payments throughout the month. So if I have a $200 minimum payment that's due, instead of me paying all of that $200 on the due date, I would pay it 15 days before the due date, and then I would make a second payment right before the due date. So now I'm making two payments before my due date. By making those multiple payments, that shows you have the capacity and the willingness to repay, which in turn should boost your credit score. The sixth way to boost your credit score is by not making sudden large purchases. If historically my purchases on my credit cards are below $500 and I all of a sudden make a $2,000 purchase, that could affect your credit score. It could actually affect it negatively. So try and be consistent with your purchases, and in turn that will boost your credit score. The seventh way to boost your credit score is by paying down recent collection accounts. Your credit bureau has obviously recent activity and older activity. The more recent activity is really what the main part of your credit score is determined on. Older activity is also calculated, but it's less important. So if you have collection accounts that are less than 12 months old, I would ask you to consider paying those off. Now, before you pay off any of those, you make sure you connect with the creditor and get a letter from them stating that if you pay them, they're going to completely remove that negative item from your credit report. If they're not willing to remove that negative item, then I wouldn't pay it off, because a collection account is a collection account, whether it's a zero balance or a $5,000 balance. It still is weighted the same. So the only way I would agree to pay them is if they agree to remove that collection account from my credit report. If you can get them to do that, that will boost your credit score. The eighth way to boost your credit score is avoid carrying balances on your credit card. Now, I'm not saying don't use the credit card, because if you don't use it and your credit card company closes the credit card, that will decrease your credit score. Use the cards, but pay them off in full every single month. If you do that, that will certainly boost your credit score. The ninth way to boost your credit score is to avoid introductory rates. These credit card companies are in business to make money. Although it may be a zero interest credit card offer, you're still going to have to make some type of minimum payment on it, right? And if you are late on that minimum payment, your zero interest rate is going to be gone. They're going to increase your interest rate to whatever the maximum they can increase it to because you were late. And the sad part about it is you've already transferred the balance and you're going to be at a 20, 25, 30% interest rate. So stay away from introductory rate offers if you can. If you do that, then you'll have an opportunity to boost your credit score. The 10th and final tip to boost your credit score is by consolidating your debt. The reason you would consolidate the debt is it takes you from multiple payments to one payment. The only way I would consider consolidating debt is through a credit union. The credit unions are typically not for profit. So they're owned by the members of the credit union, people like you and me. So they have a vested interest in taking care of people and trying to do the best thing for them around their banking needs. So go to your local credit union, sit down with them, talk to them about consolidating some debt that you'd like to consolidate into one loan. They're going to give you a fair interest rate, and you're going to be able to, at that point, pay off all of those credit cards or installment loans through that consolidation loan. In return, you'll be able to boost your credit score by having that one payment and being able to make it every month and not being late because of all these multiple payments that you perhaps cannot pay every month. Those are the 10 tips to boost your credit score in 30 days. Drop me some comments. Let me know what you think. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, share the video, and smash that like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.